Bonjour, brewtubers et bienvenue. Today I shall be brewing a smash beer. I've never done a smash beer before, so single malt, single hop. Going to keep it fairly simple, just use some pale malt, and going to be using some Chinhook hop pellets, which were very kindly given to me by Big Banana Brewing. So yes, just going to keep it very simple. Chuck about 4 kilos of malt in, I think, and then small amount of bittering hops, and then I shall do a dry hop addition as well a couple of days in. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, so just adding the first kilo of pale malt. Lovely job. I think I've probably had about 5 kilos of pale malt altogether. So we've all mashed in, all the dirt balls have been stowed out. 5 kilograms of pale malt in there, just a little bit over. And just starting the recirculation of the wort there. Right, so we've reached the end of the 90-minute mash in. So I'm just going to start the sparging process now. Right, well I'll get on with this and I'll see you when we start boiling. Right, so we've reached the start of the boil. So I'm going to add the first hop addition, which is 10 grams of Chinhook hops, kindly sent to me by Big Banana Brewing. So 10 grams of Chinhook hops starts the boil. It's going to be an hour and a half boiling. I'll add the Protoflock tablet 10 minutes before the end of the boil. Right, it's the last 15 minutes of the boil, putting another 10 grams of Chinhook and a Protoflock tablet in. And in they go. So we've reached the end of the boil now. I'm just recirculating the wort to cool it down. Water in there as well. Right, so we've transferred it to the fermentation vessel. I've pitched some yeast from this stout I've just brewed, a Ringwood Ale yeast, so just reused the leftover stuff from that. And there we have the starting gravity, about 1056, which isn't too bad. So after a week I dry hopped with about 40 grams of Chinhook and left it to ferment for another week. Popped it on keg and left it for about, I think it's about 3 weeks now since I kegged it. Or was it 2 weeks? Anyway, it's been a couple of weeks since I kegged it. And this is the result. Yes, it's a lot hazier than I'd have hoped. I was hoping for it to be quite clear, but that's turned out quite hazy really, which is unfortunate. It's a nice colour. It's sort of like a sort of golden, dark, orangey almost slightly colour, as you can see. The colour on camera is fairly close to what it is in real life, which is good. That finger head, well actually not half finger head. But yeah, slightly disappointed with the lack of clarity. I'd hoped it would have been clearer, but there isn't much aroma on the nose, surprisingly. I suppose there's a slight citrus and piney smell to it, but it's not very very strong aroma at all. In fact, it's quite Yeah, it's quite a lack of smell really from it, which is quite odd really. There is a slight smell of off yeasty flavours. I've had a problem in the fact that the yeast I was using is well beyond its best date. I've been using that yeast for about a year, about 10 months to a year, so it's really knackered. I should have stopped using it a while back, but I've persisted. So I think that yeast has given me bad flavours. I think it's non-actual flavours, something like that. Sort of slightly butterscotch taste to it, which isn't pleasant. This sort of hasn't got it. Sometimes it has, sometimes it hasn't. So it's a bit weird. But yeah, I'm going to chuck that yeast because, as I said, it's beyond its use by date. Time to replace it with something else. Thinking Y yeast, London Ale yeast, as its replacement, and I'll only keep the replacement for about 6 or 7 brews. I'll not keep it for almost a year. In which case I get my money's worth. Because those Y yeast cost about £7 for a pack. So if I can get 6 brews out of it, 6-7 brews, it's about £1 a brew, which I'm fairly happy with. The same price as it would be to buy dried packet yeast. So that'll be the plan. So yeah, let's get on to tasting. As I said, slight sweetness to the nose, as I said. Slightly resiny, slightly piney, but very, very mild nose aroma. It's got a healthy amount of bitterness. I don't like bitter beers, and it's just about right for me, I think, in terms of bitterness. Other people might find it a bit low on the old bitterness rating, but I think it's about right. In terms of taste, you get that resinous, piney, hints of citrus flavour, which that is typical of the Chinhook hops. You also get a taste of the malt as well, which is quite nice. The malt is a sort of constant lingering taste. And also get the sharpness from the hops as well. But you do get that background off taste, which isn't quite right. That sort of slightly butterscotchy taste, which shouldn't be there. It's good though. It's sort of lemony, piney, and a nice sort of malty undertone. It's okay. It's not so bad that I'll chuck it. I'll persist with it. But I'm just quite disappointed, A, with the clarity, or lack of, and B, with that slightly off taste on the nose and in the taste itself from the bad yeast. But other than that, it's fermented well. Apparently, according to me, it's 6.2%, which is stronger than I thought it would be. Carbonation's about right on that as well. I didn't force carb it, I just let it carb up over the 2 weeks. In fact, it's probably a little bit over carb, I think. There's a lot of bubble streaming up there. But I don't know so much. It's about right. All in all, it could be better. I blame the yeast. If it wasn't for the yeast, I think it would have been a lot cleaner. Yeah, I think the yeast has just given too many off flavours from its old age. But it's a good showcase for the hop. I get a good idea of what the hop should taste like, and it'll be useful for my education in terms of knowing how that hop works, what sort of flavours it gives, and how to utilise it in the future. Also, my first smash beer done. and it's smashing. Oh, no, it's not quite smashing, but it's giving me, you know, a good idea. I'm very pleased with the malt. That Maris-Otter, the Warminster Maris-Otter, is expensive malt. You know, it costs £33 for a 25 kilogram sack, but you know, I've never had any problems with it. It's always either hit or exceeded target for starting gravity, and it gives a good taste as well, I think. My local brewery, Pope's Yard, that's the only malt they use for pale malt. And yeah, so all in all, it's been a mixed beer. Right, I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. Au revoir.